Today in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about 56 books that I got from Amazon. Yes, you heard me right. These are 56 books that I got myself from Amazon over a couple of months, and I cannot wait to show them to you guys. Hey guys, I'm Sankalpita and you're watching Book Geeks India, which is a channel where I make book related videos. If you like books, if you love reading, make sure you subscribe to my channel and like and share this video with your family and friends. Now, because I have so many books to show to you, let's begin with the video already. Now guys, because I have like 56 books to show to you, the video is coming a little longer. So what I've done basically is that I've divided this video into two parts, part 1 of book haul and part 2 of book haul. So I'm gonna roughly show you half the books in the first part, and then the following part will be coming after 5 or 6 days. So stay tuned to Book Geeks for that. And now let me show you the first part of this video. Now let's begin with the parcel that I have here in front of me right now. So for the sake of easiness, I've already done like half of the unboxing, and now I can't wait to show what I have got for you. First two books are by Jenkins Reid. I love Jenkins Reid, and I have been in love with her writing ever since I've read like 1, 2, and 3 of her books. One of the books that I actually ordered here, which is this one, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is a book that I've already read by her. I actually listened to it on Storytel, and I loved that book. And actually, it's been a couple of years, so I wanted to get my hands on a physical copy. And yeah, I saw that it was available on sale. I got myself this one, and I'm gonna definitely reread it. The next book that I have is another one by Jenkins Reid. This is a very popular one again. Now I'm sure a lot of you must have already heard about this book or already read it, and this one is Daisy Jones and the Six by Jenkins Reid again. So this is a historical fiction. All I know about this book is that it is set in the late 1970s, and it is about this band which became like hugely popular, but I think after that they actually broke up, they disbanded, and I don't know anything apart from that. I don't want to know also. I just want to go into this book like totally blank, because I know, because it's a Jenkins Reid, it's going to be awesome. Okay guys, the next parcel that I have is, I'll take it, this one. This is quite heavy. Like I told you, I've already like torn the parcels apart because I wanted to check the conditions and the piracy also of the books. And yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, wow, and 4 books in this one, and this goes down. The first one that I have here is The Off Limits Rule. This is by Sarah Adams. I recently read a book by Sarah Adams called The Enemy, and I absolutely loved it. Just like the name, this has some off-limit kind of trope. I think it is the brother's best friend or the best friend sister trope, and yeah, don't know much else. I don't need to know much else. Now the next book that I have is by Riley Sager. Again, an author I absolutely love. I've read 2 of his books, loved them both. I've read The Home Before Dark and Survive the Tide. Absolutely tantalizing reads. This one is The House Across the Lake. I think this is about this woman, a divorced woman who goes to her lake house to spend some calm, peaceful time after her divorce. But just across the lake in this house lives a couple who's very glamorous and very like perfect, except maybe they're not. So this is the only thing that I know about this book. I don't know much else, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this one as well. The next book that I have is actually a self-help book. This is The Courage to be Disliked by Ichiro Kishimi and Fumitake Koga. So this one is basically self-help combined with Japanese wisdom, and it tells you how to free yourself, how to be like happy. You can see it's the 10 million copy bestseller, so I definitely decided to get my hands on this one. The next book that I have is actually a sequel to a book that I've already read. This is ASAP by Axio. I've actually read XOXO, and that is also one book that I've ordered in this pile. I'm gonna show you later whenever that comes up. So XOXO, I love that book. It was basically a young adult fiction, romance, and also a lot of contemporary things, and all of that enthused with K-pop. So this is also a story about K-pop. K-pop also features in this. I think that was the story of this other couple, and this is the story of this other girl who features in that book but not as the main character. So this is Sori. I think this is Stories. Sori has worked her entire life to become a K-pop idol, but ultimately she discovers that maybe that is not a profession meant for her. She doesn't want a life of that. This book again has a lot of K-pop, a lot of scandals, a lot of drama, and yeah, looking forward to it. Okay, the next packet that I have is this one. This is only a single book. Let me see what this is. Oh yeah, okay, there are 2 books here. Okay, this one. Okay, this one is also very special because actually I was looking for more regional literature gems to read, and that's when I figured out these 2 books from Assam. Both of them are from Assamese, I think, and both of them have been translated into English. So this one is Kahini or Kahini, I don't know. A Story of Our Times by Dhruba Jyoti Bora. And it's a slice of life story set in Assam, of course, and translated from Assamese into English. And the author is actually a Sahitya Academy Award winner author. The next book is this one, Tales from Assam's Bodo Heartland and Whistles of the Sifung by Rashmi Narzari. So this is basically the story of this person and his magical flute, which is called Sifung. So this magical flute called Sifung can actually control nature, jungle, beasts, animals, and also spirits. So there are 8 stories in this book that talk about the deep connection between the nature, the people, and the Bodo culture of Assam. The next package that I have is right here, already torn it, and wow, it has some amazing books. Can't wait to show them to you. Again, amazing one. Amazing. And yes, again, amazing. So let me start from the very beginning. Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. Now this is a book that I have read and I have absolutely loved it. So this is a story that I listened to as an audiobook. I loved it. I got myself a copy because I wanted to reread it, and also because I wanted to hold it in my library. The next one that I have is The 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston. Again, a book that I have listened to as an audiobook. Absolutely loved it, and I wanted to have a copy in my library. I loved the concept of this book. I loved the fact that this book has magical realism, and I loved how delicious the romance in this one is. The next book again is a romance that I have already read, but yeah, I wanted to get a copy. So this one is It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. So this is the Bellinger Sister series. This is book one. I've read 2 books in the series. One is this one, It Happened One Summer. The other one is Hook, Line and Sinker. I loved that one also, but I don't have a copy, and I don't think I've ordered that copy. But yeah, this one I loved. So this one is the story of this girl called Piper Bellinger, who's a diva, a socialite, and she has to like forcibly go to this small town, move to this small town after a scandal, a mini scandal that happens. Her father basically tells her that she has to go to this small town and she has to go to this seaport town. This is basically an enemies to lover story. Absolutely love the chemistry, absolutely love the romance in this one, and I'm so happy that I finally have a copy. The next book that I have is this one, How to Kill Men and Get Away with It. This is by Katie Brent. Now, I do not know much about this book except that I think it's about this woman who accidentally commits a murder and then she develops a taste for it. It's supposed to be like dark and twisty, and I think mystery and psychological thriller also. I do not know, but it's supposed to be also comic and fun. So, yeah, very excited to read this one because I have seen this all over the internet. So many people recommending it and so many people buying it. So, now let's pick up the next parcel, which is, I have so many packets in front of me. I do not know which one to pick. So this is the next parcel. Let's see what it has. What books does it carry? Okay. I'm very curious. Okay. Oh wow, nice. Lovely and lovely. So, like I told you, I was actually on the lookout for many interesting Indian stories, tales from Indian literature, and I came across this one. I love the cover. Look at this gorgeous cover. Isn't it something very, very intriguing and also very, very fun at the same time? So, I do not know much about the story. I just know that it is set in colonial India, and it's supposed to be like this laugh out loud read, which has like very interesting characters, like a panwala, and then there is this Afghan rebel. Then this has like the freedom struggle element, a daylight murder, and absolutely utter chaos. So yeah, I'm very very excited to get to know Mr. Parashar Kulkarni's writing. The next one is again a Riley Sager read. Like I told you, I'm a huge Riley Sager fan and I cannot wait to read this one also. I do not know anything about the story. I think it's a heart-pounding gothic thriller from the master of suspense. Yes, that he truly is. He is a master of suspense. So again, very, 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 very excited for this one. The next book that I have is this one, Onam in a Nightie by Anjana Menon. Stories from a Kerala quarantine. I know it's a collection of short stories from the tropical paradise that is Kerala. A couple of years ago, I did this video about books from Kerala, and I think that video got a lot of love. And ever since then, I have been looking forward to reading books from different states of India. And yeah, this is one book from Kerala. Okay, guys, so the next package is this one. Let me pick out the books. Yeah, so this one is the Somnath Cipher. Again, another book that I've been seeing a lot on Amazon. This is by Priyanka Narayan. Now, this is a book that has been described as Da Vinci Code meets Indiana Jones. It's about a 1,000-year-old secret, a treasure which is worth billions, and a quest for the truth. I know that the mystery is somehow connected to the infamous plundering of the Somnath temple by Mahmud of Ghazni. And yeah, Ashwin Sanghi also recommends it, so that is all the more reason to read it, right? The next book that I have is Namita Gokhale's Paro, Dreams of Passion. Now, I've read Namita Gokhale's Things to Leave Behind, which was set in Uttarakhand, and I loved that story, loved how beautifully it was written, and especially the period that it talked about. I love the characters, love the backdrop, the Brahmin households of Uttarakhand. Again, lovely story, and this is actually set in 1984, and this is about the high society ladies of Delhi and Bombay of that time. So there is this master seductress called Paro in this one, and the story is narrated from one of her female admirers who actually hates her, but I think also loves her at the same time. And yes, it's a blend of historical fiction and literary fiction, one of my favorite things in this world. So yeah, Paro by Namita Gokhale. Okay, guys, time to open the next package, which is this one. Let's see, doing it here. I have one, two, three, four, five books in this one. So let's talk about the first one. This is How to Kill Your Family by Bella Mackie. I listened to it as an audiobook, but I've actually completely forgotten about it. I loved how like fun and comic and also mysterious thriller, crime fiction sort of this book was. It was a really good read. I definitely remember that. But yeah, I want to read it again. The next book is a romance fiction. Like I told you, this is a book that I've already read. I showed you the sequel to it, which is ASAP. Yes, ASAP. This is your K-pop means young adult romance, and absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. Also, it's set in South Korea, so that gives you a very interesting vibe. It gives you a sneak peek into the lives of K-pop idols. If you're looking for some cute romances, you should definitely be checking it out. The next book I have is this one, The Masuri Murders. It's supposed to be a national bestseller, and there's also adaptation on screen which is coming. This is by Divyaru Bhattaga. Actually, I was looking for again an Indian mystery, and the historical setting, it's set in the 1900s, early 1900s, and the setting in a hill station was enough to get me to buy this one. Also, there are references to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and Rudyard Kipling. The next book is actually a very, very cute one. You see, this is only this month. So, this is Birthday Girl by Haruki Murakami. This is a short story, obviously. So, this is the story of this waitress, and it's her 20th birthday. Her life changes all of a sudden drastically on her 20th birthday when she's told to deliver dinner to the restaurant's very reclusive owner. And yeah, this is that story. Look how cute and tiny it is. The next book that I have, which was in this package only, this is Silk and Steel by Stephen Alter. I've read a lot about this author, but I've never ever read his books. This one is basically a historical fiction, and this is basically about this English commander who gives up his mercenary job to pursue a life of robbery and pillage. Yeah, pretty excited about this one. The painting on this one is also very beautiful, right? And see that tower forming up? It's a really nice stack. Okay, guys, time for the next unraveling. Time for the next package. I think how many are there? One. Okay. Then I have like I'll just out all of them. And I have one, two, three, four, five books in the stack. Okay, so this is my spirituality stack. I have here the first one is Daiva, which is discovering the extraordinary world of spirit worship by K. Hari Kumar. I've already read a couple of books by K. Hari Kumar, but those were all horror fiction, and this is like the first non-fiction spirituality book that I'm picking up by him. This is basically about the concept of spirit worship as a seen in Bhutakola of the region Tulu Nadu. This is a phenomenon that was seen in the movie Kantara. Absolutely love that movie. If you have not watched it, go and watch it. You will not be disappointed. This is about the many spirits that inhabit that region, the spirit worship that takes place, their lores, their stories, their customs and rituals. So yeah, a non-fiction but very, very cultural kind of read, and very excited to read this one. Now I think it's huge enough. I should start stacking here. The next book that I have is this one, Aghori 1 by Robert E. Swoboda. I've actually read a book by him before. I think it was a couple of years ago. Legend of Shanidev, or it was about Shanidev, the god of karma. I did not finish it entirely, but I started reading it because it's a spirituality book. I often read my spirituality books very, very slowly, very, very like I take a lot of time to absorb the content. And also I've seen his podcast on the Beer Biceps channel about Aghoris. I think probably this is the story of his guru, Aghori Vimalananda. I know it's going to be an intense read. I do not think it's a read for beginners, but I'm very, very keen to read this one. The next book that I have is this one, The Gita for Children by Rupa Pai. So this is a book that tells you that the Gita is not just for children, but it's also for adults, and everyone who wants to gain knowledge. But this is supposed to be the Gita for beginners, so I'm very very excited to read this one. Also, while I'm reading it, I also want to tell my daughter a lot about it, so it's going to be a buddy read kind of thing. The next book that I have is Shri Ends, The Journey Continues, and this one is actually the sequel to this book called Apprentice to the Himalayan Masters by Shri M. I started reading that book this year, was about 45 to 50% done, and then suddenly I left it in between. I will pick it up again because I want to make a vlog about that one. And the journey is like so extraordinary. The stories are so extraordinary that often you would find yourself not believing, but you have to go with an open heart, with a very, very candid heart. And this one is the sequel to that. I think it follows the story. I do not know anything apart from that, but yeah, let's see what it has to offer. And the last book that I have here is not a spirituality book. It is a mystery thriller espionage kind of book. This is Gobind by Harinder Sikka. If you don't know, Harinder Sikka is the guy who wrote that book Calling Sehmat, on which the movie Razi was based. So this one has like a lot of espionage kind of elements, I think. It is about a Navy officer who goes on this secret mission, and there he ends up falling in love with the wrong girl. So it does have a lot of romantic elements also. And yeah, let's see what it has to offer. So guys, with this, I'm going to end the first part of the video. I hope you enjoyed this book haul, and I hope you will stay tuned for the next part of the book haul, which will come in the next 4-5 days. So stay tuned to Book Geeks India, and I will see you with the next part very very soon. Until then, bye.